Hello, hello. My name is Erin Fugate, and I'm a Blue Diamond with doTERRA and one of the founding members of the Visionary Leaders Collective. Today, we have a very special call for you. We are going to be learning about doTERRA's Lifelong Vitality Pack from our amazing, brilliant supplement expert, Dr. Josie Schmidt. We also have a few stories from different members of our community about their experience with the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And I'd actually like to start off with my story. So about 13 years ago, I was struggling with addiction. I was addicted to Vicodin. I was using methamphetamines on a regular basis, cocaine, and I was drinking heavily, not to mention the Red Bull addiction and cigarettes that I was also struggling with. I knew that I wanted to have a healthy body. I wanted to be a mom one day, and my mental health was really struggling because of the underlying causes of addiction. I went to a doctor and I got on depression and anxiety medications, and then I really started to look into what could I do to support health in my body. Luckily, it was right at that time that somebody introduced me to doTERRA. And I immediately got the essential oils and I was excited to start building a doTERRA business. The person who introduced me to doTERRA was so kind. Not only did he invite me to a doTERRA convention, but he helped to pay for my trip there. So a little more than a month into my doTERRA journey, I went to convention and I got to hear from Dr. Hill all about the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And I immediately started taking it. Within a couple of months, I was no longer using the recreational drugs. And with the support of my doctor, I was actually able to wean off the anxiety and the depression medication. I continued a cleansing, healing, detox process for probably about a year and a half, 2 years. And although I did go through a lot of detoxing and I even went on a candida diet and really had to work with rebuilding my gut health and my overall vitality, I knew that something amazing had happened when I realized that I had lost a shoe size. And now you don't really lose a shoe size unless you lose inflammation. And I made that connection that actually the Lifelong Vitality Pack not only helped me break my addiction and heal my body from the inside out, but it reduced inflammation to such a huge point that I lost a shoe size. So I wanted to bring on Dr. Josie Schmidt. She's a beautiful friend of mine, a doTERRA Blue Diamond. She's a naturopathic physician from Portland, Oregon, and a supplement expert, because I thought it would be wonderful for her to explain to us how these supplements work and why they're so amazing. So Dr. Josie, please share your wisdom with us.
Oh, thank you, Erin, so much. All right. So I'm Dr. Josie Schmidt, and I am a naturopathic physician. So for those of you less familiar with our profession, we are a doctoral degree. We specialize in nutrition, vitamins and supplements, herbal medicine, homeopathy, physical medicine, and more. And so because of that nutritional background and that herbal medicine background, as that naturopathic physician, I completely fell in love with the pure and potent plant medicine of doTERRA's essential oils. But I'm speaking with you right now because I actually ended up partnering with doTERRA because of their supplements. I want to share with you more about why I decided to partner with doTERRA. So as Erin said, thank you. Yes, I am indeed an expert with vitamins and supplements. And when I was introduced to doTERRA, it was from my dear friend, Aisha Harley. And she asked me to look into the vitamins that her essential oil company had. And I have to say, because it was an essential oil company and not a vitamin company, I was more than a little skeptical. I would definitely say I was a vitamin snob. And even though I'd watched Aisha struggle for years with Lyme disease and seen her health take a miraculous improvement when she started using the doTERRA essential oils, I didn't know that she was also using their supplements. So it took me about another 6 months to look at their main supplement, the Lifelong Vitality Pack, pretty much because of my snobbery. But when I actually did look at them, I mean, really look at them and examine them, I was so humbled and impressed. I now know these vitamins, the Lifelong Vitality Pack, to be the most intelligently created, comprehensive, and truly holistic formula that I've ever come across. What I've come to know, wait, sorry about that. Just lost something for myself. Okay, so what I've come to know is that the true magic of transformation within our bodies that we like to call healing, that true magic, that transformation happens when we combine nourished cells and essential oil chemistry together. So when we combine whole food nutrition with essential oils, this is where I continually and constantly see the magic happening for people. So I want everyone to remember that the essential oils are not nutrition. They're pure chemistry directly interacting with our cells and our cell receptors at that cell receptor level. Essential oils are able to do that best work in our bodies and helping us with our transformation when they have the correct cofactors and nutrients, which is why I am so passionate about the Lifelong Vitality Pack. So I'd like to go over briefly what's in this pack. And if y'all know me, I'm gonna be pretty brief here. So, all right. So the pack is made up of 3 supplement formulas. The first is the Microplex VMZ. It's pretty easy, break it down. V stands for vitamins and M stands for minerals. Okay, so this is a whole food multivitamin and mineral complex. And I know a lot of people sort of say to themselves, well, wait a minute, do I really need extra vitamins and minerals? I mean, I eat pretty well. We all eat right? Well, considering that every single process in our bodies, from digestion to hormone balance to brain function, it's all done with vitamins and minerals. They are very important. And let me just tell you a few things that I do know. I know that diets high in fruits and vegetables provide the body with essential nutrients. They offer major health benefits through these nutrients, and they help to defend us against the things that our entire country, our worlds are dealing with. Think about cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, you name it. But we have the Scientific American Journal telling us that in our modern food, our diet is so depleted that the nutrients of one orange from, like, think back 2 generations. So one orange from our grandparents' time takes the equivalent of 8 oranges today to give us that same nutrition, those same nutrients. And currently only 1 in 10 Americans get enough fruits and vegetables in their daily diet. And in some states like West Virginia, the statistic is that only 6% of the people meet that daily requirement. And remember, even when we do meet the requirement, it's only the depleted 1/8 type of fruits and vegetables that we're eating. Okay, so what is this requirement? So currently the daily requirement that's recommended for fruits and vegetables is between 9 to 12 servings a day. So I'd like to ask us all, how many of us, how many of you out there are actually getting 9 to 12 servings of fruits and vegetables a day? I know I don't get that always, but guess what does? Yes, the LOV pack. It delivers 12 servings of fruits and vegetables in a daily dose. So even if you're like me and you eat really well, I eat pretty well. You eat organic, you sometimes get close to 9 or 12 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. What I find really interesting is that if I stop taking my LLV pack, I notice symptoms of vitamin and mineral deficiency. You're like, oh, well, what is that? Well, what that looks like for me is I notice that I get prone to more leg cramps at night in bed. My digestion begins to change. My bowel movements aren't as good. I don't have as much energy anymore. I lag, I wake up tired, and I'm tired by the end of the day. And definitely for people who know me, they see a difference in my hormones, my PMS, and my mood. They see symptoms of these not being in balance. Now, so I said I eat pretty well and I'm a naturopath, a pretty good diet. So do you know why this might be? Do we know why this is? Many of us in natural medicine, we know that taking supplements is no longer just about getting the vitamins and minerals that we need to function at that normal capacity. It's no longer about bringing in vitamins and minerals to cover what, we don't eat in food. So it's like, sometimes I get those servings of fruits and vegetables, but sometimes I don't. If I'm traveling or something, I have my LLV pack. Yes, that's great. I would say 15, 20 years ago, that might have done it. But it's no longer just about covering the foods that we don't get in our diet. The reality is it's also about having enough vitamins and minerals in our bodies to be able to tolerate being a modern person living in this, I'm going to say, toxic soup of our modern day world. What am I talking about, Joes? I'm talking about the jet fuel overhead. I'm talking about the toxins in our external environment. 80,000 new chemicals alone introduced to our world between 1950 and 1990. 80,000 alone. What do you think has been introduced since 1990? How many more? Let's talk about the GMOs that are sneaking into our food as we eat in more and more restaurants. Even if you cook at home, we eat out. Processed sugar in most of our grains, cross hybridization happening to wheat crops. All of this is working its way through our bodies and leaching out our vitamin and mineral stores. Now, I'm not telling you this. I don't want to be the Debbie Downer. I don't want to freak everyone out. But I want you to know why so many people, so many of us are just feeling icky all the time. So many of us are walking around tired and sluggish and just not comfortable in our own skins. And this can be fixed with correct supplementation that is found in the Lifelong Vitality Pack. Okay, let me continue. So I've told you a little bit about the Microplex VMZ. The second formula in the Lifelong Vitality Pack is the I'm going to talk about the XE Omega first, is the XE Omega. This is doTERRA's essential fatty acid complex, or EFAs, if you've heard of them. They're called essential because we can't make them ourselves. We have to take them in from the outside. Now, essential fatty acids are so very important for almost every system of our body. I'm going to target some of the most important ones, which I would say is your nervous system and your brain. We need essential fatty acids to help keep inflammation at bay in our whole body, as Erin spoke about in her testimonial, but definitely in our brain. Do you know what the symptom of inflammation in your brain is? I would call it brain fog. Do you know women in perimenopause and menopause or people who are talking or complaining about brain fog? I do. I know a lot of them. So essential fatty acids deeply nourish our brains, but also our cardiovascular systems and definitely our joints with things like joint pains, aches, pains, having inflammation all throughout our body. The EFAs are so important in helping us to feel less icky. Okay, now, as important as the EFAs are, I want to talk about the third bottle in the LLV pack. Our third formula is called the Alpha Crs. Now, this formula, as great as the first two are, they're all a symphony and they work together, but I really feel like the Alpha Crs is maybe the thing that helps people to feel like a different person. The Alpha Crs is like taking a fire extinguisher, like to all the inflammation in our bodies. Now, again, it works in symphony with the Microplex VMZ and the XE Omega. But as Erin spoke about, and I'm speaking about how many of you have read about this inflammation and how it's killing us, how it truly is the root of all dis-ease. When you study and go back through any disease process, you get back to that place, and this is the root. So together, the XE omega and the microplex and the Alpha CRS gives you all the things you need to bring that inflammation down. In the Alpha CRS, we have things like turmeric, right? Potato. A lot of people like to say it different ways. However you say it, the turmeric in here is strong, powerful, and amazing. Frankincense resins, green tea extract, grapeseed extract, resveratrol, phenols, polyphenols, all in the Alpha CRS. So let me break this down. You're like, well, what does that mean to me? So what that means, if you're struggling with something like just digestive issues, what you can have going on is basically, at a very basic form, of constant fire breeding in your belly. The Alpha CRS, together with the other two in this 3-pack, is going to tame that inflammation and help bring healthy function back to your gut. So many people see improvements in digestion when they begin using the LOV pack. What's another big one? I know many of you are interested in weight loss and increasing your metabolism, right? Well, let me tell you how the Alpha CRS is going to help you with that. So when we have extra inflammation in our body, our system releases the hormone cortisol. It's our stress hormone. Cortisol triggers fat storage. So when you get to that root cause, when you start bringing the inflammation down, our bodies naturally start to just drop the weight. Okay, so what else is in Alpha CRS? It has incredible energy cofactors. So we've talked a lot about how our energy improves when we start working with the LLV, and that is just so huge. What are these energy cofactors? So it means that the Alpha CRS is really handing your body all the building blocks it needs for, have you heard of ATP? It's the energy currency in our body. In the Alpha CRS are things like L-carnitine, alpha-lipoic acid, CoQ10, quercetin, all the building blocks you need to make more energy. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about just myself. My story is, I think, pretty relatable in a sense. I started taking the LLV when I was 42, and I was kind of in that pre-perimenopause stage. I had terrible mood swings with my periods, a lot of PMS, a lot of brain fog at 42. And I had been studying about inflammation and the connection between the gut and the brain. And I knew that this was not a good sign. It's not a good sign to be 42 and having the amount of brain fog that I was having. Definitely my energy was really sluggish. I had a weakened immune system too. What that looked like was that I just typically got kind of some little bug or something, I got some sickness every few months. And most importantly, my hair would not grow below my shoulders. Very frustrating. Okay, so after taking the LLV, it was, and I'd taken supplements before. Let me tell you, I'm a naturopath. I took supplements. What I noticed, and it blew me away, was that I had more energy. That brain fog that I was really working with and trying everything that I could figure out within my naturopathic profession and was not working, it went away. Now, I'm going to say with also, I was taking frankincense under my tongue. So that's the other thing, the LOV plus frankincense essential oil. Oh my God, brain fog, gone. My brain was energized and focused. My moods, my PMS stabilized. And guess what? This is how this hair happened and how my hair is below my shoulders, really. So in the big picture, the overall shift that I see the most in our group, patients all around me, person after person, is when people begin the Lifelong Vitality Pack, what they see is more energy and greater happiness. I've seen more shifts in mental health from these 3 bottles than anything else in my practice. So this is why I partner with doTERRA. And I just want to remind you, when you then partner these supplements with the powerful direct effects of essential oils, the magic happens. The LLV is like going in, it's helping you to rebuild your body from the inside out. it means that the essential oils that you love and are using are going to have a faster effect in and on your body. We're talking about major transformation on multiple levels. And that's what I get excited about. And that's what makes me passionate. Now, there's one thing I also really love about these vitamins that I want to squeeze in here, and it's that they are super affordable. doTERRA's found a way to bring natural medicine to the people, and this is a huge reason why I partner with them as well. This is very important to me. If you look at the ingredients, if you went to Costco, Vitamin Shop, Whole Foods, a practitioner, retail, spending from your practitioner, you would easily be spending more than $200 to $300 trying to recreate this formula, and you would need 10 to 20 bottles. That's how complex and amazing these formulas are. There are 19 different ingredients alone in the Alpha Crs. So with doTERRA, this 3-pack is only $79.50. I mean, I can't even buy vitamins I don't buy them and I don't try to at Costco, but you can't even buy them at Costco for $25. You can't even buy bad vitamins at Costco for $25 a bottle, which because there's 3 bottles. Now, the $79.50 is our American price. doTERRA is global, and we have markets all over the world, and it is always an incredible value, but there's exchanges and such, so check your market for that particular price. In closing, I just want to sort of do a go over and just say that when you have whole food supplementation like this, that your body's going to be able to take in and absorb and utilize with ease. We're talking about full bioavailability, right? That quote from me is, "We are not what we eat, we are what we absorb." Whole food means your body is going to recognize it just like food and be able to fully absorb it. So all you have to do is show up at your kitchen counter every morning, take the vitamins, do it again in the evening, and let's watch our transformation begin.
Oh my gosh, Dr. Josie, it's just so exciting, because as a person who's been through a health transformation and now really passionate about helping other people reach optimal wellness, we have the tool. It's right here. It's affordable. It's easy. I do want to say that if you're not in the United States, the price is different. So be sure you look at that, $79.50 in the US, but it can be different depending on where you are with the exchange rate, or if you have to ship from the US. So do look into that if you're somewhere else. Now, we want some more stories, right? So we've brought on 3 members of the Visionary Leaders Collective to share their Lifelong Vitality Pack story with us. The first person that I'm bringing on is Ellen Schweikert. And you might all know Ellen, you might not, but she is the magic behind the scenes of Visionary Leaders. She is our virtual assistant, graphic designer, web designer, and wellness copywriter. Now, Ellen is also young. She's what they would call a millennial. And many millennials that I have met are not willing to invest in supplements or oils or to take care of their health. And Ellen's going to come on and talk to us about why she decided that she will never miss her Lifelong Vitality Pack order. And I'm just checking to see, I thought I had her.
I'm right here.
Oh, good. You're there. Yes. Hi, Ellen.
Hi, Erin. Thanks for having me. I met Erin, I think it was like 5 years ago, which is pretty wild. At the time that I met Erin, actually, there wasn't, I couldn't imagine a life without pretty severe anxiety and kind of intermittent depression. It kind of came and went. And I was also working multiple jobs. I wasn't making enough money, and I was eating a ton of fast food, a ton. And even though I was I don't really like fast food, I like these other things, to be totally honest, was just in a rush and was going from job to job. So I was just eating crap, and it just showed in, how I felt. And I think also how I looked and how my skin was. Yeah, Erin, when I first met Erin, I would bring these sleeves of Ritz crackers because I was always on the go. And I was like, I'm hungry and I don't have time to cook anything and I don't want to eat fast food. And that was like my solution at the time. So, anyways, you do what you have to with what you have, and then you learn, and then you do something else, thankfully. But I mentioned to Erin that, yeah, just that I was struggling, and she was very open and honest that she had struggled in the past as well, which really surprised me and humbled me, because sometimes when you meet someone who like has their shit together, like you're like shocked when that they like ever went through something hard ever, and then you're like, oh right, we're all human. So I remember being really surprised, and she was like, like absolutely no judgment, but you might want to consider starting like with a foundational thing, start with your supplements, start with your food, and go from, just start with one thing at a time and improve those things, and you will see it, you'll see changes. And I was like, okay, well, I didn't really have anything to lose. So I did start taking the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And looking back, when they asked me to speak on this call, I was thinking about how I feel like I always see health changes. When I make a change, it's like 4 days. And that was the case for the Lifelong Vitality Pack. So if you're listening to this and you're like, is 10 days actually enough? I would say that it definitely is. For me personally, it was 4 days. The things that I noticed first were that I stopped craving the junk food that I normally craved. Like I craved it like an addict. And I stopped, I don't know, just like feeling like I didn't have any energy after I ate lunch. Like, that like energy slump after lunch where you just kind of crash. Like I kind of stopped having that, or at least it severely decreased, and it was really noticeable. And then I just felt like I was getting more consistent energy in my life. And as someone who loves coffee, it was like, oh, okay, like you can get this from somewhere else. That's cool. So those are the first things that I noticed. I guess like 4 or 5 years into taking it, which is insane. But I've noticed, yeah, more hair growth. I didn't even think about that, but that is absolutely true. People compliment my nails all the time. I don't know if you can see these, but like you could really open some packages with these. So like nail stuff, hair stuff, and then of course the big stuff, which is my anxiety and depression, are like, I never want to say gone, but like they don't show up like they used to show up. And when they do, it's because I forgot to take my Lifelong Vitality Pack, and it's super noticeable. So I'm just very grateful that Erin planted that seed in me when she met me in a totally non-judgmental way. And if you're listening to this and you're going through something like that, just know that it does get a lot better. So you should really try it out and let us know what you think.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for sharing that, Ellen. It's been beautiful to watch your transformation, and I really appreciate you trusting me and trying the supplements. So thank you.
Can I say something, Erin?
Yeah.
Thank you, Ellen. Oh my gosh. I love, that we have such powerful stories, and that it's only the like side benefit that our hair and nails like grow and get lovely. And that our skin is so much better. And it's like, that's a huge, first thing that so many women are wanting. And we have Dr. Jody on our team who has a whole clinic, and she's, when women come into her and they want changes with their face, with their skin, with all of the beauty, the first thing she recommends above all of her like fabulous tools is the LLV pack. So it's like, we just treat it like a side benefit, but it's a pretty powerful side benefit.
True. We got to talk about that more. So our next speaker, I'm really excited to hear from our next speaker. Her name is Sandra Freeman. She's also grandma or Nana in our household. She's my mother-in-law. And Sandra is a master practitioner and instructor of quantum energetics therapy. She recently served as president of the National Association of Energy Medicine Practitioners. She holds many professional certifications and has a 44-year background offering hands-on energy medicine, natural therapies, and surprisingly, she is an expert, not in supplements, but why supplements don't work. So when I first met Sandra, I never thought in a million years that I could convince her to take the Lifelong Vitality Pack. Actually, wasn't the one who convinced her. She might share that with us. But let's bring Sandra on to hear from her health background, why she loves the Lifelong Vitality Pack.
Well, thank you, Erin, for that very kind introduction. But honestly, what I have to say, and we're way over the time of 10:30, so I'm going to be very brief. Don't worry about it. Okay. This is really what I have to say is all about mindset. And it's all about, so I absolutely already knew that our soils were depleted and that people do need supplementation to be, there's just no way. I mean, even people who are so together, they're having 9, 10, or even 12 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. I knew it's the stuff that Josie already elaborated on. I mean, I knew it was important. And I also, because of, I have had done and still do many individualized assessments for clients. And I like to start with foundation. I like to start with hydration. I like to start with how many organic fruits and vegetables and plant-based foods can you get into your diet? And I know that anything else that we do is going to be better if we're hydrated and we're eating plant-based foods. I mean, and so my skepticism about supplements had to do with my perception of overall the supplement industry. And I did not understand that what doTERRA was doing was completely on another level. And you would think, because of what I'm saying, that what would have gotten me to understand that would have been education about the LLV, but it wasn't. And that's what's so funny. This is why it goes back to mindset. So I, first of all, didn't have chronic pain and wasn't really feeling like I needed anything. I didn't feel like I had pressing issues. And I love the oils, and it was Aroma Touch that got me into doTERRA. Absolutely, it was the Aroma Touch technique. There's no question about it. So my son, Gabe, who many of you already know, called me one day and he said, "Mom, I really want you to try the Lifelong Vitality Pack." And I said, "I'm not going to do it." And he said, "Well, you know, it's been, you know," this was because he had such great results with it. And he knows about my background and all that. He knows how I feel about most. It's just like the essential oil industry with all the synthetic garbage. That's where I was coming from, because I didn't really look into what doTERRA actually was doing. I thought it was some kind of a marketing thing to get everybody on LRP. So in case you weren't going to buy oils, you always have to have the vitamins. I thought that. I didn't look into it. I wasn't educated. So I said, you know, it's completely risk-free, Mom, because if you don't like it, you can get a full refund on it. So really, there's no risk involved, and I'd like you to try it. I'd like to know how it is for you. And I just did it because it was him and because he asked me to. So the thing that's so funny is I was completely, day 3 was it, because I could feel in my gut. I could feel it. And that was it. So what I want to say, if there's anyone on the call that's thinking about this, or maybe they want to do the challenge, but they're not on LLV, just do it and see. I can't say for sure that anybody in 10 days would absolutely be able to feel, but I will say after this many years of being around people in our community, I do know how many of them had even if they had already on a really good baseline with other supplementation, herbal medicines, and their diet. So many people have reported less pain, a better mood, more energy, and quite a few people a better digestion. So that's my thing. It's more of a mindset thing than anything else.
That's great, Sandra. Thank you so much. And you just make such a great point. If there's anyone on the call who knows someone that they love and you want them to try this, sometimes that's all it takes, is just saying, hey, I love you, and try it. So reach out to them and ask them to try. We have one more story, and I love this story. I'm really excited to introduce my friend, Heather from Portland. Heather is the funniest, most beautiful, amazing grandma I've ever met. You won't even believe she's a grandma when she comes on, but she is a member of our Visionary Leaders Collective, and she has a really surprising story. I don't know that Heather started taking the Lifelong Vitality Pack to have what happened happen. So let's bring Heather on to share her story with us.
Thank you so much, Erin. My goodness, you're going to make me cry just saying that. I'm like, my heart is so touched. So yes, I kind of like Sandra and Ellen. Anyway, I wanted to say, I felt like, oh, I'm a millennial. I was like super busy. I was like going from here to there, to here, to there, eating horribly and always exhausted, all of that. Then also like Sandra, I was very skeptical of any form of supplement. I was like, seriously, you just want me to pay to have super yellow pee? No, I'm really not interested. This is ridiculous. I'm not going to do it. Anywho, so I started using the oils actually first, and I was using them to assist me with my mental health. I wanted to get off some of my pharmaceuticals. Well, months. It was amazing. My grandchildren are having a really good time here. If you can hear them in the background, not sure. So anyway, so that had helped me. And so because that had helped me, I was like, oh, you know what? Because also I'm just going to own it. I'm totally lazy. I'm super, super, super lazy. And so I realized that in the supplements, the essential oils were in the supplements. So I was like, you know what? I could just take these internally just by taking these pills. Let's try it. Even though I'm totally skeptical, I'm just going to try it. So I too, like Sandra, after 3 days, I was like, I feel so much better. I feel happier. I totally noticed a huge difference in my mood and just how I felt and just sleep and just everything in my body. And so then after taking, I think the supplements for probably about, again, another 2.5 months, that seems to, I guess, interesting, 3 and 2.5. But anyway, I quit smoking. No, I wasn't trying to quit smoking. I wasn't trying to quit smoking at all. I mean, yeah, I knew it wasn't good for me, but I'm just saying it wasn't like on my radar that I'm like, you know what, this is a goal. I'm trying to do this. Let's get rid of this habit. It was just like, I feel like from honestly taking the supplements, I would kind of get these, if you will, universal whispers in my mind, like, why are you doing this? You don't need to do this anymore. I'd be like, you know, and it's just like liking the physicality of it. And then just literally, I just kind of stopped. I just stopped. I mean, and I feel like that's really strange to say, especially to a smoker. And again, I'm not going to say that necessarily every smoker is going to have this effect, but like we were talking about, this was my side benefit. I quit smoking. Anyway, and it was pretty amazing. So yeah, and I've been smoking for like 20 years. So it was, anyway, it's been really nice, but it's like, I haven't smoked now in like what, like 10, criminy. It's been, yeah, I think I'm at 9.5 years right now. So I'm coming up on 10. So that's pretty cool that I don't even really get the craving ever so often. Very rarely thought of, oh, a cigarette. And it literally just floats through my mind like that and it's gone. But yeah, my body feels better and I can totally tell, like Josie, it's like when I haven't taken it, my body starts kind of like, oh, I'm kind of feeling creaky and just kind of like tired and grumpy pants. So yes, all of my people around me have totally like, Heather, it's like you're a different person with them. So anyway, I love the supplements. I have to take them. And also I was going to say, I've also noticed sometimes for myself, because I've gotten dry eyes, just I guess with the lovely process of growing more mature, that, if I boost up the omega, my eyes are a lot better and they don't feel like they've got sand in them, and they feel so much happier too. So anyway, yes, I'm loving my supplements. I'm super grateful I have them, and they are super affordable when you really look at it. So anyway, that's, I guess, my story. I don't know if you want anything more.
That's perfect, Heather. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who spoke, and for Dr. Josie sharing all your wisdom with us. What I would like to tell you about is at the time of this recording, we actually have a 10-day vitality challenge going. So what that is as a community, we are taking these supplements for 10 days. Here is this little challenge for you in case you want to do it with us. If you're watching this at a later date, just know that we do challenges all the time. We do team cleanses. We're so lucky to have naturopathic physicians, acupuncturists, energy healers, yogis. So we have leaded cleanses and challenges all the time. So go to our website, hellovisionary.life, if you'd like to see what our current challenge is. But right now, July 2021, we're about to do a 10-day vitality challenge. So for 10 days, you're going to take the Lifelong Vitality Pack, you're going to drink a gallon of water, and you're going to read 10 pages from an inspirational nonfiction book. So if you haven't registered for the challenge, or you would like to invite someone to register for the challenge, there is still time. Just go to hellovisionary.life, scroll down, you'll see a little link to register for the challenge. And we would love to have you join us and see if you have some awesome results in 10 days of taking the Lifelong Vitality Pack. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop our recording. I'll be right back.